Welcome back, everyone. It is Friday, July 18th, and the MLB. Our two favorite picks are on the way, and boy, does it feel good to be back betting some baseball. As always, it is Austin, joined by Logan, recapping how we did the last time you saw us in the MLB. Logan, another winning day for us. 2-1, cash both of our first five unders, lost our first five over. If you remember, there was that Sedan Rafaela a diving play. He misses it, throws a guy. It was a whole disaster there in Fenway, but we certainly will take it. A great close to the break. 14-2 run, as you guys see in the title. I posted this on Twitter. We've hit 11 straight first five unders, Logan. It really feels like we found the right markets, and we've just been hammering those, and they've turned into a lot of winning over the past few weeks. In fact, over the last 21 days, the last 3 weeks, we are up 19 units. So sure, we have a big hole to dig out of, but Logan, it's been good to see some winners and that unit starting to go lower and lower. Let's continue that post All-Star break. We both have our favorite picks, and Logan has a first five under. But before we dive into that and try to turn it into 12 straight first five unders, I do need to put one note out there. Right before the break, I said in that video we would do a $25 giveaway to 2 different people. All you had to do is pick your favorite person to win the home run. And if you pick Cal Riley, you have a good chance of winning some money. Hopefully this is you. Francesco K3Z. He picked Cal Riley, said, "You love you guys. Keep going, COS." That's you. You won $25. Go back to that video's comment to see how you redeem that. And the other winner was Boiler 85749, called Cal Riley as well. So again, hopefully that's you guys. If not, we'll have some more giveaways certainly on the horizon. We're taking a little bit slow coming out of the All-Star break. You never really know what you're going to get from teams or pitchers for that matter. Maybe tomorrow we go up to 3 picks. That's kind of where we found our sweet spot, 3 or 4 picks. But before my final note, before I throw it to Logan for first pick of the day, is I posted some NFL futures videos. Logan was in the last one. Go check out those videos. We have futures ranging from plus 500 to plus 15,000 odds. You'll want to go tap into those because we'll be tracking those at the end of the NFL season. There's a chance they could bring back 40, 50 units. You have no idea if we could cash one of those. So, again, go check out those videos, all posted really from Monday through Thursday. So the last 4 videos on the channel daily were those. But, Logan, I need you to continue our first 5 hot streak. We're going for a 12th straight winner. Where are we going?
Yeah, you mentioned it. We've had 11 straight first 5 under, so I got some pressure on this one. But I'm loving the Reds and Mets first 5 under 4.5, minus 125 odds on BetMGM is your best value here. Now, straight out of the All-Star break, again, I'm targeting unders. I just am. Why? Because the little mini reset of a lot of these bats, it could change how these hot hitters that were hot pre-All-Star break, could come into the All-Star break cold. It's a weird phenomenon, but it's like a mini reset of the season. According to Ballpark Pal, something I always like to look at when we're looking at runs is weather. Citi Field is one of the least favorable ballparks today, minus 11% decrease in runs, minus 21% decrease in extra base hits. What does that mean? That means the wind's blowing in. So I do like to see that, especially with these 2 pitchers, because they have been prone to give up home runs every now and then. Let's talk about why I'm taking the first 5, though, is because I like both these starters, and hell no, I'm not getting involved with the Mets bullpen post All-Star break. I'm just not. First game out of the All-Star break, I mean, there's a lot of suspect bullpen arms there. I'd rather just trust the starters today, and the first starter I'm trusting is Sean Manaea, who starts for the Mets, 2.7 ERA and a 1.5 WHIP. Now, if you're like, Logan, this guy's limited sample size, I agree. Yes, this will be his first start of the season, although he did appear in relief for 3 1/3 innings pitched on July 13th. He made 6 starts in the minor leagues. So, again, he's getting his legs under him. But Sean Manaea is a veteran pitcher. I mean, he's pitched 1 million innings. He's been pitching as far as I've started even betting baseball. He's seen some hitters. And, again, Sean Manaea is a good pitcher. He's not going to blow you away with amazing strikeout stuff. But last year, he had a 3.47 ERA. He only allowed a 195 batting average at home, 190 to right-handed batters. That is key because the Reds do like to stack right-handed batters, like 8 righties today. They could up to 8 righties they could stack. And, with Friedel being like one of their only lefties. So again, I like to check Manaea, how he pitches at home, and I like to check how his splits are versus righties. So far, so good. Hopefully he can continue that this season. Even with limited sample size. In July, the Reds only hit 237 versus lefties. Not a great offense versus lefties. Not really all that scared of them, especially entering the All-Star break. And then we talk about who's going to start for the Reds today. It's going to be Nick Lodolo, 3.38 ERA and a 1.12 WHIP. I've taken first 5 unders with Lodolo before and cashed. I'm pretty sure I took one in the Phillies game, which was 2 starts ago. But he's been really solid on the road. Again, we have our systems. You do not back Lodolo at home because you back him on the road. 2.56 ERA on the road compared to a 4.17 ERA at home. Those types of splits are kind of ridiculous. His batting average drops to a 205 on the road versus a 265 allowed at home. So again, he's a way different pitcher on the road, and it makes sense, right? Citizens Bank Park, or not Citizens Bank Park, Great American Ballpark is a very, hitter-friendly ballpark, especially when the weather heats up. So it makes sense that he pitches better on the road. But then again, he's got good conditions today. And with runners in scoring position, Lodolo only allowing a 189 batting average, he's been great with men on, only allowing a 206 batting average. So I don't have any worries about him pitching out of the stretch. And I don't like to talk about walks because I always jinx him, but he's been really good at not walking batters. He's going to make the Mets have to put the ball in play. And if the Mets hit where the defense isn't, I'll live with that. Lodolo does, if I'm looking at his weaknesses, I've talked about it before. He gives it the fly balls and he gives it the home runs. But in his last start, he actually broke the trend of like 6 straight starts with a home run allowed. So I do like the fact that he kind of broke that little mini trend. Again, wind blowing in today, even if he does allow some deep fly balls, hopefully the wind knocks him down. The Mets limped into the All-Star break, only hitting 202 in their last 5 games. Remember, I took a first 5 under in that Royals series. It was pretty much a no sweat. And then they're only hitting 182 versus lefties over that span as well. So they're not seeing lefties all that well. They're not hitting in general. Do I trust them to come out of the All-Star break just hair on fire, just scorching? I don't really trust them. I will bet against both of these 2 offenses, and I will bet on both starting pitchers. I love this first 5 under. Hopefully, Austin, we can continue that trend. Love that as my favorite pick of the day. But you got one. What you rolling with?
Yeah, I looked at a first 5 under, and maybe I'll touch on that after this pick, and then I'll come back to you and we'll maybe talk about some futures and how we're looking. My favorite pick, though, will be a player prop. You could go to a first 5 under here, but I'd rather just trust one of these pitchers as I'm going out to Toronto, taking Chris Bassitt under 2.5 earned runs. Now I get it a little bit juicy at minus 140 on Caesars. DraftKings are right around minus 145. But like I said, it's the first day back from the All-Star break. I don't need to pump out, a ton of different picks. I'd rather just go with my favorite read and go with that. If it loses, it loses. If it wins, it wins. It's like with Chris Bassitt, though. He's coming into this game with weird numbers. He threw like 113 pitches against the Yankees, I believe, on July 8th. And then they wanted to keep his arm warm before the All-Star break. So on the 13th, which I want to say was Sunday or maybe Saturday, he went out there and only threw 1 inning in relief. It was very weird. They wanted to keep his 36-year-old arm warm. But you also look at coming into this game, you have a fully rested Blue Jays bullpen. And could we maybe see him on a little bit of a pitch count here? Maybe they're like, you know what? We don't need you to throw 100+ pitches today unless you're absolutely cooking the Giants. But I could see it maybe being limited a little bit today, which is good for us. We have an under runs. We don't need him being out there for the 7th or 8th inning for them running him into the ground here. But I really think he's got a good spot here against the San Francisco Giants. Now, number one, you think about a team like San Fran, normally biological clockwise. They're used to playing on West Coast time. Now they're going to Toronto. But more or less, this team has just not been a great offense. Bottom 10 recently. Over the last month, the Giants ranked 23rd in WRC plus and 27th in batting average versus righties. So again, they've really struggled. Righties, lefties, doesn't matter what you're throwing. They haven't been a great offense. And unlike Lodolo, who Logan talked about, who is great on the road and terrible at home, Bassett's kind of the normal pitcher. Great at home, terrible on the road. 2.81 ERA in Toronto, 5.66 elsewhere. So again, if you're going to back this guy, it's at home. And he's 79th percentile walk percentage, 87th in hard hit percentage. Why is that important? Because sometimes I feel like some of these guys in this Giants offense, they ain't seeing the ball well. So what they do is they just don't swing the bat and they try to get their walks and whatnot, foul off some pitches and just move on. But if Bassett's not giving them free base runners, he's going to force them to get multiple hits. And I think that's where it comes down to, because this is not a great hitting team. I already said 27th in batting average versus righties over the last month. We've seen 14 righties to face them. 9 of them went under this line. The 5 they got to, we're talking about Dustin May, Luis Severino, Brandon Pfaadt, 3 guys that are just probably belong in AAA, Hunter Dobbins and Merrill Kelly. Kelly, again, they see all the time. They don't really see Chris Bassitt ever. And while you look at Bassitt, he has struggled versus lefties. Really, the only lefties with great splits here is Rafi Devers. Now, I will know Rafi Devers will be on everyone's bases or HRRs and whatnot, because he's 8 for 17 with 3 homers against Bassitt. But, if Bassitt wants to pitch around him, and go towards the other guys. I wouldn't blame him because the righties, he's hitting a 242 batting average, 635 OPS to right-handed batters this season, and only 4 home runs allowed there. So again, one swing of the bat could ruin us here. But again, you look at this lineup. The Giants will have Elliot Ramos, will have Willie Adames in there, will have Chapman, Flores, maybe Schmidt at the bottom of the lineup. They'll probably have a maximum 5 lefties. And we're talking about the lefties being Devers. Sure, I trust he's good. But Yastrzemski, Jung-Hoo Lee, who's ice cold, Dom Smith, Patrick Bailey, a switch hitter. Like, these are all guys that I am not afraid of. If they beat me, I tip the cap there. But these are all guys that are hitting in the low 2s. So, again, Patrick Bailey hitting like 202. If he's the right, the lefty that beats me, so be it. I tip the cap there. But, again, this is a guy that's been really good at home. I'll trust Bassitt. Coming off the All-Star break, it's not like he's a rookie pitcher in his second year where it's like post All-Star break, what the heck were they doing during the All-Star break? Were they partying? Were they doing whatever? I mean, Bassitt's been around. He's 36 years old. He's done this before, come out of All-Star breaks before. I trust him to go out there and pitch pretty well in Toronto today and give us a good outing, go under that 2.5 earned runs. Like I said, he might be in the 80, 85 pitch mark today as opposed to maybe 100, given first All-Star break, first start post All-Star break in a fully trusted bullpen in there. But Logan, we need to talk about some actually one last thing. A first 5 under I looked at but didn't pull the trigger. I looked at the Athletics and Cleveland Guardians one. We have a lefty in Sears. Saucony's been very good. I like that one. Didn't love it. Rather not force 3 picks on the card, but I think if we had to do a third one, we'll be looking at a first 5 under there. But the Guardians just saw JP Sears and got 3 earned runs off him. Granted, they haven't really hit lefties well, but still JP Sears is a guy that gives tons of home runs up. I'd rather not go there, especially for some guys on Cleveland. I swear they only hit home runs against lefties. They're swinging for the fence. Talking about guys like David Fry, Lane Thomas, those guys. So rather not do that. But Logan, let's talk about the state of our futures. If we're going to look at our straight bets, we're looking at Luisio. We're begging, man. Keep staying healthy. Get back on the field. We have Luisio, and we have 3 futures, all 2 units a pop. Luisio's under in strikeouts. We just need him to make 1 appearance. That one will turn green. Jake Burgers under in home runs. He's at what Logan, like 10, 11? 11 going into the break. That one's looking solid. I think we have under 28.5. And then Reds team total over and wins. We need 79. They're at 50. How are we feeling on those plays? And then we'll get into our parlays.
It's so funny that you bring up the futures because I'm not kidding when I say this. I had a dream Jake Burger hit a home run last night, and he came out of the All-Star break scorching and out to ruin COS. But I actually did have that dream. I think Jake Burger's still in a good spot. Again, that Rangers lineup just hasn't been, kind of clicking. He hasn't been clicking yet. Fingers crossed that continues. The Reds, again, that's a team we've been keeping our eye on. I do like the fact that they did win that series versus the Rockies. That was like a gotta have it series. They have to rack up the wins against those bad teams. It'd be nice if they could steal a few in Citi Field and to start this All-Star break, get a little bit momentum there. And then Luis Gil, we're just kind of begging on him to return because the Yankees need him. I mean, the Yankees are a depleted rotation for sure. As long as he doesn't suffer any setbacks in his rehab stint, he will be out there. So again, I'm liking where our futures are at. Hopefully we can bank on those units to come back home and then keep just doing what we're doing daily.
Yeah, we need a bare minimum 2 and 1 on those to win back about 2 units. Reds could go either way. They could get hot or they could fade into oblivion. We will figure that out. In terms of our 2 long shots, what was our division parlay? We had, I know we had Rangers, Phillies, and Cubs, right? Those were the 3 legs. Cubs looking good. Phillies are right there. And the Rangers need to lock in. Now, hopefully it's not Jake Burger locking in. But if that's what happens, whatever, we'll live with the consequences. The one that actually has some life, though, we had a quarter unit at, I think, plus 5,600 on Crochet to lead the MLB in Ks, which he currently does lead. And then we have Ohtani to lead in home runs, which I don't know off the top of my head how far behind Ohtani is, but I want to say he's in like the 32 region. We all know Cal has 38 or something like that, but I think it's pretty well known that people don't expect Cal to do that again. So second half of the season. So we're looking at probably Judge and Ohtani maybe fighting towards the end of the season. We'll see. Crazier things have happened, but we need Ohtani to get hot. That plus 5,600 is like 10 units. We need that, Logan.
Yeah, that would be really nice if he could catch Cal Raleigh. Yeah, everyone does expect Raleigh to kind of taper off as the season goes on. I do too. A lot of teams aren't going to pitch to him in that Mariners lineup. You can pitch around Cal Raleigh and be just okay in that Mariners lineup. You can't pitch around Shohei Ohtani with a leadoff walk. Just simply can't happen. So I do like where we're at there. Hopefully Crochet continues to deal because he's been great.
Yeah, absolutely. But those are our favorite picks. Only 2 out of the All-Star break. We'll probably have 3 tomorrow. I am still in a hotel room. I'll be in a change of scenery for the next week or so as I'm on a baby moon. So maybe Logan, you might get a solo Logan video, which he's goated during solo Logan videos. So don't worry about that. I'll try to be here every single day, or at least give Logan a pick if I can't show up on the camera, which who knows when I'm there. I don't know how the Wi-Fi cannot be worse than Boston with the people saw there. So only way to go is up. Austin, Logan, we're signing out. Let's go 2-0. Let's cash another first 5 under. We'll see you guys back tomorrow with some more picks. See you then. Peace.